First round games a season ago, the Big Red got all the way to Memorial Day. Penn reaching the quarterfinals. And Cascadden wins the opening draw. Cornell will push early. They scored 20 last time out against Yale, and just like that, the Big Red on the board first.
The hot streak continues. 20-10 win over the Bulldogs last week. Up 8-2 in that game early. Cascadden, the freshman from Garden City, Long Island. He's big for a Fogo, 6'3", 200 pounds. He wins it out the front side, and now this Yale attack is whole again with Michael Long, Billy Coyle, C.J. Kirst, and you'll see some Brian Piatelli down low as well.
Piatelli with the opening tally. He was starting on attack until Michael Long returned from injury last week. And Cornell now 2 for 2 on the faceoffs. Here's C.J. Kirst.
He's leap from the midfield. And guys like Ben Smith, Tynan Walsh, and Cam Rubin will feast.
Penn wins its first faceoff. It's Edward Arnold off the ground.
And Penn celebrates. So good team offense by the Quakers.
Walsh coming into the game had only taken 3 shots all season. He scored the first 2 goals for Penn. Face-off.
We see Walsh with that knee brace and you know, upside. So good design and execution.
A face-off violation on Cornell and Cascadden. Oh, Quint with Penn. You almost don't want to look at the record. You see 3-3, but when you look at who they play, and it's not this year. Mike Murphy always schedules a heavyweight lineup.
I made the mistake of looking at their stats, which are about as ugly as it gets.
They lose that heartbreaker in overtime against Yale in the quarters last year, down to the wire in the quarters against Rutgers, ran out of gas. With this team and with the experience they had going into the season, you kind of felt, and what will be Kirst, 4.5 goals per game. That is tops in Division I. And off the ground, it's Cornell, Christopher Davis, the sophomore.
Kirst is sitting on a big day today.
First goal of Bozzi's career, sophomore from the Haverford School. Angelo Petrakis wins. Is Virginia your #1 team when you put the poll out?
They are. Yeah, they will be. I'm working on that this morning and tonight and all day today. Virginia at 7-1. You know, the question, Maryland 2, Notre Dame 2, either way. I got Duke at 4, at 9-1 right now. They have the top RPI in the country. And then if Cornell can hold serve here, I'm going to slide them right into 5. Who puts in about as much time in his craft outside the framework of practice. And I think that's a lesson for youngsters. Everybody goes to practice for 2 hours. Okay, what you doing beforehand? What are you doing afterwards? What are you doing on a Sunday today? You hitting the wall? You taking extra shots? Because C.J. Kirst is a guy who's putting in the extra time.
Cornell's got a little serve. Would say that with the utmost praise, being there for her kids. And we'll get to see that full conversation with Kark and C.J. Kirst coming up at halftime.
The relaxants have been on target, really well chosen this year. We did one, he's basically the offensive coordinator. So Blake missed the fall. He missed a lot of preseason practice, scrapping off some of the rust. He's a senior. His trajectory will mirror Cornell's this season.
Last year, he was shooting 44%. He was the top scoring midfielder for Cornell before getting hurt. Came back championship weekend, ended up scoring a goal in the final against Maryland.
The fans, like, he will graduate from Penn this year. He did not definitively tell us that he was done playing college lacrosse. Is that accurate, Anish, the way I phrased that?
Yes, he was very non-committal. He's got some business ventures he's working on. But he said, listen, there could be a chance where you had to put a poll on him. This year, with Michael Long missing the first 5 games and then missing today, Coyle again moving to attack. He has become a guy that you can count on to initiate and to score.
Lefty senior from Malvern, super quick, He's got just an ankle-breaking change of direction. He's really fast. Was an invert midi last year. Up from the inside out.
Listen, 5 on the scouting report as an offensive threat was non-existent. Big ground ball on the face-off. And it's going to be a push against Penn. Or a push against Cornell. And that'll be Penn ball. Connor Busick upset. Did not like the call.
Ireland, you're over there playing for Team USA with your brother Cole. So yeah, I put in a lot of extra time working on my right hand. He dusts Lavelle, who's an all-Ivy quality defender, because Lavelle, in Lavelle's head, he's thinking he's going left, he's going left, he's going left. Well, he split left to right. See you later. I love it. I love it. Good look at Coach Busick in the closer to the camera was Jordan Stevens. Skilled during his career. I think he's a pro prospect as a short stick defensive midfielder, but Penn needs him to score goals and to draw double teams.
Penn won the Ivy League tournament last year. Shipley was banged up, was not much of a factor in their postseason, and you have to wonder, could Penn have gotten to championship weekend last year with a...
Lane's a player. He is flashed on tape, and we've seen it today.
Here comes Cascadden. All the way, fires on goal. Carroll the save, and the rebound comes to Ethan.
Was right, so impressed with what I'm seeing from him now as a junior.
Cascadden wins the first face-off of the second half.
That's a department, Anish, that Cornell now is, what, 13 face-off wins and only 6 losses. So good shooting. Erlin's winning the match. He's a big game player. He was superb against Princeton, and he is king of the quick stick.
Last year in the first round against Richmond, he had the game-tying goal and the game-winning goal in overtime. 5 goals in all in that game, and now Penn with a chance to tie. Early offense is something they have not had.
Considering they got 9 goals, and Hanley's only been involved with 2 of them.
Third tie of the game. Sam Handley, when we spoke to him, was pretty adamant. It's easy to go to Handley when you talk about Penn. He's one of the biggest stars in the game. He's larger than life with his physique, and Handley told us a few times it's more than a one-man game, and we're starting to see other pieces step up for Penn. And Mike Murphy admitted to
Monday, making the extra pass on offense, keeping it simple.
Quint, how many times have we called a goal with a Piatelli on the crease for Cornell the last few years?
A ton. His game, he's a righty step-down shooter, but the credit to that goal goes to the first Dodger there who drew the double team. That is team offense to a T.
The last 2 goals for Cornell, Piatelli from Blake, and Blake from Piatelli. 2 goals in the span of less than 2 minutes. Of schedule, it boosts your RPI. Losses don't hurt you all that much, if at all. This year, with the Ivy taking some dings and dents in non-conference, there are some losses that will hurt your RPI and your postseason chances. It's not a 6-bid league. It's off 3 versus 2. They still have the extra man. Big face-off win by Arceri. And the way this game has gone, Quint, 4-1 Penn. Then 2 goals for Shipley today. He came into the game shooting 4 for 25 on the season. Cornell has won the majority of the draws. They win another.
We've seen Weddington guys now for a half a dozen years. Kirst is 4, Adler would be 5. Yanni won. Vito put on a show at Nationals.
Another chance. Kirst, hesitation, can't get to that left hand. Lavelle recovered quickly.
You know what I learned this year at Nationals? They got him right where they want him. Now, face-offs are an issue right now. Cornell's winning the majority.
Ethan Costanzo
And you just worry about Penn's fatigue defensively, Nish. You know, it's just how many body punches can a defense take?
It's been about as sharp as Damascus steel. And Cornell continues to win the possession battle. They've won 19 out of 28 at the Faceoff X.
That's
Make
a new,
it 20 out of 29.
It's a new sword maker for you this year, huh? You got away from your old brand?
Damascus steel.
And Alex Slusher, who plays at Princeton. Ross Scott having a nice year for Rutgers. They'll play tonight.
Petrakis the other way to Kirst. Lucky number 7 for C.J. Kirst. How about the counter punch? How many times have we seen that today? Doesn't matter who's at the Faceoff X. That's 2 or 3 goals now right off the Faceoff win for Cornell.
I got Kirst now 7 goals, I think on 10 shots. The behind the back, the hit off of Carroll. The Faceoff game has been had a huge impact here. Petrakis has done wonderful work. The senior from Massapequa, Long Island, who's a outstanding high school wrestler. You got Cascadden, who's come on and done well as well.
Both Petrakis and Cascadden have an assist today. Petrakis 11 of 14, Cascadden 10 of 14 facing off.
To play to his strengths. I think he's a young man who's acutely aware of his advantages, his power, his quickness, his acceleration. But then what we're seeing now as a junior, I think we're seeing some of the leadership component really surf. Not, he's just wide open. That's as easy as it gets.
The Cornell goal was
man-down defense starts on the inside. You've got to account for the interior players first. And then you worry about the perimeter secondary.
And now for Penn.
And so they got to get to New York, and they got to do some damage in New York. That's the type of team, they lose the semifinal game, bye-bye, summer's on, go get your golf times.
Yeah, here is the potential challenge for Princeton. Look at their upcoming schedule. Brown, Syracuse, Dartmouth, Harvard.